Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a kind of a haul for you. It's mostly samples, but I'm really just going to give you a little taste or a teaser of what's to come on the channel in terms of all these samples and a couple of full bottles that I'm going to be talking about. But I just wanted to get them all out in a little haul video because it's kind of fun sometimes to do that. I haven't been feeling very well. I'm okay at the moment, just been getting quite a lot of headaches, a couple of other niggles, nothing serious, but I just haven't been feeling on top of the world. So my videos might be a little bit sporadic. I feel okay at the moment. I've had a bit of an unpleasant headache earlier today. I had to go back to bed, so it's a bit windy. Had to go back to bed earlier. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make videos. So let's get on with it. You didn't come here for my niggles and problems. So I have a nice haul here for you. We are going to start with some samples that I purchased from Jovoy. It's the UK Jovoy. It's the UK Jovoy website, and I think they sent this as an extra. I don't remember ordering this one, and it's Cherry Punk. And I have tried this. I've tried them all already. So I'm going to tell you briefly what I think of them. Cherry Punk smells like a sour yet sweet maraschino cherry with some leather, and that is kind of mostly what I get. It's almost like if you wanted a Tom Ford Lost Cherry but add leather to it. Sorry for the noise. So there's something out here. Then yeah, Cherry Punk does that. I don't really like it. I don't dislike it. It's just not really for me. I've got my Lost Cherry dupe by Fragranza, which I love, the Amarena Cherry. Love that. I'm going to save, there's another sample there. I'm just popping it down to save it for last because it's kind of the most exciting one. So we have Rose de Siwa from MDCI. Now when I tried this, I instantly thought it smelled like Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. It is pretty close to Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. Slight differences as it dries down, but to me it's too close to warrant a purchase. MDCI is quite an expensive brand, and I think Paris is actually, if I was to choose one or the other, I would choose the original Paris from Yves Saint Laurent. This one's called Seraphina by Prudence. Kind of a strange one. It really does change. It's hard to explain. I think it's a bit aquatic. Let me just spray it. Is it aquatic? I don't really know. It's kind of like fresh, aquatic, maybe a little iris, a little floral. It also smells like something I've smelt before, and I can't put my finger on it. It's nice, but it isn't rocking my world. But it is very pleasant. So Seraphina by Prudence, or it might be Prudence by Seraphina. Next one is, I'm trying to get it out, an Ananda Pearl from Micallef. This is my first foray into Micallef. It gets a lot of love on YouTube and Instagram. I'm still really curious to try the Ylang Ying Gold. I never tried it. This was funny because I had this on my skin and I was sat at work and I kept catching whiffs of Marc Jacobs Oh So Fresh. And I thought, well, I literally wore it like 2 days ago. So I thought I must have got some on what I'm wearing, but what I was wearing wasn't what I'd worn when I wore Oh So Fresh. So I was kind of confused for a while, and then I realised this smells a bit like Marc Jacobs Oh So Fresh. I realised it was where I'd sprayed this that I was getting it from. It's not an exact dupe, but especially not in the opening. The opening's lovely, fresh, juicy. There's a little bit of pear. It's a very pleasant fruity floral, but to me it's very much like Oh So Fresh from Marc Jacobs, Daisy Oh So Fresh, and therefore I wouldn't purchase that at obviously a niche price, and I quite enjoy my Oh So Fresh as it is. And then we have Iris et Rose from Coudray. This is a more affordable niche house, and this is very nice. It's nothing groundbreaking, very smooth, clean, your skin but better type rose and iris scent. And the thing with these kind of fragrances, I think irises and musks in particular, although really all fragrances should go on your skin to test them properly. This I did have on my skin, and as I said, I tried the Ananda Pearl from Micallef on my skin, and I did try the Rose Siwa from MDCI on my skin. I didn't try Cherry Punk on my skin. I don't think I'll bother either, sorry. And this Iris and Rose is a very creamy, it's kind of soapy clean, almost like a lotion, you know, that thick body lotion, the white body lotion that's not really scented, but it just smells kind of clean and nice. A bit like that. The Iris is lovely in here. To me, the Iris dominates. There's a hint of rose. It wouldn't surprise me if there's aldehydes. They're not listed, but if there are, it's that kind of lotion, like smooth aldehyde, almost soapy rather than anything fizzy or sharp. Nothing sharp here at all. So soft and smooth and mellow. Didn't seem to last on me very long, so I would say it's the kind of fragrance that you just wear for a couple of hours to smell kind of clean, or something to kind of make you feel calm. It's very calming. I like that one, that's really nice. And the final sample that I got, and I'm going to put this on my skin because I would never waste a drop of this on a bit of paper. And this is called Rubikona, and it's from Puredistance. So I'd already tried this. The lovely Irma has the Instagram L'amour de Parfum sent me a sample of this quite a while ago. And the first time I tried it, she was in love with it. She's in raptures with it. But the first time I tried it, I found it slightly weird. And so I kind of, I put it away and forgot about it for a little while. And then I retried it just recently. And something happened. I don't know what. Something weird happened. And I have fallen head over heels in love. I am absolutely obsessed with this. So this is by Perfumer Cécile Zarokian. And there's some citrus notes, but it doesn't smell like a citrusy fragrance at all. It's almost like the citruses have been condensed and kind of toyed with or caramelized or something. There is patchouli in here. It's quite a dominant note, maybe more so in the dry down, but it's the kind of patchouli that I really like. It's similar to the one that SP Parfums use in their musk fragrance. It's this kind of, feels like a dried, aged, dusty patchouli. It's not the kind of patchouli that you get in Coromandel. I don't really know what the differences are. I just know that there's sometimes I really love a patchouli note, sometimes I don't. This is a patchouli note that I really love. And I think what makes this fragrance is the way that the vanilla interacts with everything, and it just makes it beautifully sweet. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. It's hard to explain how gorgeous it is. I think there's rose, there's orange blossom, there's quite a few other notes as well. Iris. It's kind of bold. It initially, when I first tried it, reminded me of Amarige by Givenchy. I don't know why, because I didn't used to like that. Now I don't really know anymore, but all I know is one day I will have Rubikona in my life. It's very expensive, so it's not something I'm just going to buy without a thought. That's why I got another sample of it, to make sure. I'm going to use the whole sample, and then maybe payday or something, I'll get my hands on Rubikona. But it's an absolute love. It's the highlight. Is it the highlight of my year? It might be the highlight of my year. If not, it's in the top 2 or 3 best things that I've smelt this year. But I think it might be the best thing I smelt this year. So there you go. So they're my Jovoy samples. I bought those myself. Then I've got some that I've been sent here. This is going to be quite a long video. I'll try not to take too long. The lovely Sarah Baker. I met Sarah not last year, it was a year before now. The last Essence in Italy. And she's absolutely lovely, and she got in touch and asked if I would like to try her latest releases. So she sent me the whole lot in sample form. I was particularly curious about the one by Miguel Matos, which I think is, let me see, Far From the Madding Crowd. So I'm not going to smell all of these because it's just going to take too long. I'm just going to spray Far From the Madding Crowd to remind myself. I have smelt this a couple of times. It's really interesting because it changes quite a lot from the opening into the dry down. So it opens really quite sort of fresh and green, almost a bit like I don't know if there's tomato leaf in here, but it feels to me like, you know, if you step into a greenhouse and tomatoes are growing, it's got that really strong kind of like tomato leaf, green yet earthy kind of scent. And when it dries down, it really does change. It becomes sweeter. There's heliotrope in here, which gives you that kind of florally almond scent. I can kind of get a hint of that behind the green freshness at the moment. Really, really interesting fragrance. So I'll be testing those, and I'll be bringing you a video just exclusively about those fragrances. If you are particularly interested in any of them, I'll tell you what they all are at least. Oh, don't want to drop them. Bascule, Flame and Fortune, Micallef, got Far From the Madding Crowd, and Symmetry. So if you are particularly interested in any of those, let me know, and I'll concentrate on, I'll try and sort of read your comments and do what you want me to do first, if that makes sense. Next up, these samples came from a company called Faire de Parfum, or Faire Parfum. Faire, and they put, it's a French company, and they put a little accent, they put a little hat over the I. So then maybe you pronounce it differently. Would you say Faire? But it's spelt fair as in the English word for fair. And we have Bisou. These are little dabber vials. Bisou, Royale, Dawn Rose, and Gallant. I haven't actually tried Gallant, so let's try that right now. So the reason I'm trying these, I did get in touch with the brand myself to see if they would send me samples, and I found out about the brand from Tom Elise. So you all know Yana Tom Elise, her channel. She did a review of Bisou, so you can go and have a look at her review, and it sounded so nice that I really wanted to try it, and so that's why I tried to get samples, and the brand were kind enough to send me samples. And just my sample strip has flown away. I think we'll just pop some on my finger. These dabbers are a pain. I'm just popping a little bit on my finger. I think that'll be easier. So this is Gallant. I think this one sounded like the notes are a little bit more on the masculine leaning side. That's probably why I haven't tried this one yet. So it smells kind of green and fresh, maybe even a little bit aquatic, a little bit like a blue shower gel, but not mega synthetic though. Like herbal, fresh, jumping into an ice cool lagoon, icy and green and blue and fresh. So that is Gallant. And I will be coming back with a house overview for Faire Parfum. So let's get into the next ones I've got are samples from Matiere Premiere. They sent me samples of all of their fragrances because I did do an overview based on the strips that I purchased, these strip samples, which I did an overview video of. And they got in touch and said that they'd like to send me samples so I could try them properly, which is really kind of them. So thank you to Matiere Premiere. And I think I just share with you the fact that my favourite is, guess what it is quickly? Do you know? It is, I'm trying to find it. It's this one, Neroli Orange Air. So I thought it would be on Sans Suave, and that is the most popular one. The only reason it's not, I really like it. I think I just prefer to smell it on someone else. I do feel it does lean itself a slightly more masculine, only because it's not, I don't know if it's like the way that the woods are, it's got a lovely sweetness to it. It does almost smell candy floss sweet, but it also smells leathery. I think that's what it is. It smells leathery to me. I don't think there's a leather note, but it might be that the labdanum is going on the leathery side. It's almost like candy floss and leather from just spraying it here. But I will be testing it properly. I will be putting it on my skin. I have tried it on my skin once, but at the moment my favourite is the Neroli Orange Air because the musk in there is just to die for. I'm really into musk at the moment. And this gorgeous sort of let me spray it. Where has it gone? There it is. I'm going to spray this one on my skin right now. So, oh no, just that's got the iris and rose. That's nice. So we're going to go here with the Neroli Orange. And yeah, so you've got that. It's definitely orange blossom and neroli. You can smell both. Now the ingredients come from the same flower, they're just extracted in a different way. Orange blossom can feel more floral, more voluptuous, sweeter, I find, almost like chewy, if that makes sense. If you think about Love, Don't Be Shy from Kilian, that's a very heavy orange blossom fragrance. This smells like it's got neroli as well, which I think is in the name, isn't it? It's kind of like a clue. Neroli Orange, yeah. But this has the green bitter side to the flower, so it's more balanced. It's not so chewy and it's not too sweet. It's not cloying because it's balanced with this bitter green element that neroli can bring. But as I said earlier, the musk in here is just perfection. It's not really heavy musk, and it's not too, it doesn't feel synthetic. It feels really natural and kind of like light and transparent, and probably a lot of people wouldn't even think about the musk in here. But it is also a little bit laundry musk like, which I actually really like. A lot of people don't like that, or they might think it smells cheap, but it does smell like, imagine white sheets billowing in the wind on a meadow on a beautiful summer's day. Musk. Oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. Quite a simplistic fragrance. It doesn't really change a lot on your skin. Obviously it gently changes, it mellows, but it doesn't really, I don't really notice anything extra come along or anything really go away. But it just smells so lovely and clean, and that perfect everyday scent. Really, really like that. So I'll be coming back to give you more on this house definitely very soon. So I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with the quality of their fragrances, and you know that I'm fussy. If you don't usually watch my videos, you should know that I'm really fussy about fragrance. I do not like extra amounts of ambroxan, and I don't like anything that smells really, really sickeningly sweet, or anything cloyingly sweet. I don't like anything that smells too synthetic. Now, I'm nothing against synthetics, but I just don't like anything that smells like it just comes from a factory. It's been produced, I like it to have a natural feel to it. So Matiere Premiere definitely get a thumbs up, because they make really lovely fragrances that feel very well balanced and not too much on that synthetic side. So we've got a couple more things to bring you. I've got Monika Cioch's new fragrances here. They are samples, and let's start with the one that she says leans masculine. So that's Carte Blanche. The perfumer is Bertrand Duchefort. Of course, the brand is Navitus. To me, this is a very bold, modern scent. I can smell ambroxan. I can smell a lot of other stuff as well. It's kind of sweet. The sort of fragrance, if you like Bleu de Chanel, if you like Sauvage, if you like ultra male, it's that ballpark of fragrance. So it's not really my genre of fragrance. Looking at the notes, I expected it to smell a little bit more clear and maybe a little bit more my style, but this is definitely one of those modern masculine type scents, which makes sense because that's really Monika's audience. So you might like it if you like those kind of scents I just talked about, and that's Carte Blanche. And then Embrace. This is definitely much more my style. It's a gourmand to start with, and it's got almond in it. Well, I don't think almond is listed, but it smells like almond biscuit, an Italian almond biscuit. So if you know the opening to Rolling in Love, a very, very brief almond biscuit note comes in straight away on Kilian's Rolling in Love. I once had a fragrance called, what was it called? Leche y Galleta, which means milk and biscuits, and that was by Ganache Parfums. That was very much a strong almond biscotti type scent. It kind of reminds me of that as well. But this is nicely balanced. So there's some woody notes, there's sesame. I don't necessarily pick up sesame, but I think it kind of smells a bit nutty, so it might be the sesame that does that. There's coffee. Coffee comes and goes for my nose, and it's very gentle. It's not very strong coffee, but you do get this roasted kind of scent, which could potentially be the coffee. And it's a really, really nice gourmand fragrance by Navitus in collaboration with Monika Cioch, and it's called the Embrace. So I like that one. And then what have we got? So that's all the samples. I've got 2 things for you now. I got my first Kilian. I got by Kilian. There we go. See what that is? Woman in Gold. This was an eBay purchase and it's quite a good price, so I just went for it. There it is in its lovely box. I'm going to wear this now. I'm not wearing a perfume up here. I was saving myself. Here we go. Oh, I need to get it out of the box. Right. I don't want to drop it, you see. Here we go then. Woman in Gold. I'll say Woman in Love. Do you know what? In my head I've been singing. There's a song, isn't there, called Woman in Chains? But in my head I've been singing it as Woman in Love. And it's all because of Woman in Gold. Very strange. Anyway, so Woman in Gold. I've forgotten to look up the notes. But it's a rose fragrance. I believe there's aldehydes. It feels like there's a bit of vanilla. It feels a little fruity. I can't quite pinpoint the fruitiness. Kind of pink, red, fruity element to it. Almost peachy, but not quite peachy. Like a nectarine, but not quite. So, doesn't matter. The notes will be, I'll tell you what, we'll pop those on the screen. Notes will be on the screen. It's a really musky, and it's a clean musk. It's a clean fragrance. It's a clean rose, musky fragrance with a bit of a fruitiness. Doesn't change a lot on the skin. I had a sample, again, Irma, the lovely Irma, who I mentioned earlier. She actually sent me a sample of this quite a while ago, and I liked it. I didn't think I was in love with it, but I remember I tried it. One day I actually gave it a proper wearing, and I got a compliment from a friend, and Sam really likes it on me as well. And I just thought, well, do you know what, if one comes up one day at a good price, I'd probably buy that, because I do really like it. The performance is really good. It lasts really, really well. It doesn't change much, but it doesn't really bother me because it's kind of a light fragrance. It's not a heavy fragrance. It's not really a gourmand. It's, as I say, that I think there's some vanilla in here, but it doesn't really go gourmand, full-on gourmand. It's just a touch fruity, and it's a bit sweet, but it's definitely a proper perfume. It smells like a really nice kind of grown-up lady perfume kind of thing, and yeah, I really like it. I'm really happy to have it. That's Woman in Gold. Let me know if you want a full review. It'll be quite a quick review because I don't think too much happens with the fragrance itself, but maybe a quick review is a good thing sometimes. Final thing then, I've got an unboxing for you. This is quite an epic video, isn't it? It's going on quite a while. Where's those scissors of mine? I forgot the scissors. See, I can try and get into it. Okay, I'm done without scissors. I've managed to do the tape. So this has been sent to me for review, and we'll just do the box. So it is a Jivago fragrance, and it's called Exotic Noire. So let's get that out of the box for you. Wow, look at that big box. It's got like a lace, sort of lace stockings kind of pattern. So I've never smelt this before. I've tried now a few of the Jivago fragrances, and I like them. They have a vintage feel, kind of not vintage as in really vintage, but more modern vintage, like 80s, 90s glamour kind of Hollywood feel so far. And I like that. You can't really get anything like that these days on the market. So I actually really enjoy the 2 that they sent me previously, the 24K and the Gift. It's a gorgeous musky scent. Love the musk, as we know. Really, really clean musk, that one. Right, so the plastic is off and it opens up from the top here. Got the camera angle slightly different today, so it's you're getting less box. Let's try that a bit further away. I don't know why I was so up close. Okay, here we go. Right, so what is this? The Perfume of Intrigue, Eau de Parfum pour Femme, long lasting, 75 mils. I'm going to push you away a little further. That was on the top there. Wow, okay, right, I've got to show you this. Try and show you this. So that's how it comes in the box. So you get, like with the others, you get a stand for the perfume, and here is the perfume. So it's, you can slightly see through, so it's not completely opaque. I can slightly see through, so I will be able to see the level of the juice in there, which is always handy, I think. So we've got almost like a coppery gold, orangey coppery gold colour there, and then a black crystal-like design. And I think we just need to spray it, don't we? I don't know if I've got any, no, I don't really have any skin left. So we're going to go onto the paper. I don't know the notes, I haven't checked. I'll show you how it sprays. They have good sprays. That's gone in my face. They have good sprayers on them. These Jivago's really good sprayers. So let's, oh, definitely smell, is the colour of the bottle totally represents what I'm smelling. It's kind of spicy. I tell you what it reminds me of a little bit is Bulgari's Man in Black. So it's got that kind of dark, fruity, spicy, woody scent. But there is something in there slightly uplifting and fresher. That's really nice. It's still, it's very clean. So the Jivago fragrances I've tried have all been very clean, and this is clean, but it has this dark, rich nighttime feel. Like, it's more, I guess you'd call it oriental. What can I smell here? I don't know, plum maybe. It's like a darker, richer fruit type scent. So it's not a fresh fruit, it's a dark, deeper fruit. There is something clean in here, not necessarily aldehydes. Maybe even a citrus or a slightly aquatic thing inside here. Really interesting. It is exotic. I mean, the fragrance is called Exotic Noire, and it actually is exotic smelling, but it isn't like a Middle Eastern rich fragrance. It's more of a, why is it reminding me of the hairdressers? I do not know. There's something clean in here that's reminding me of my hairdressers. But it is exotic and it's got a deepness to it. Floral, what kind of florals? I'm not entirely sure. Like magnolia, orchid, kind of like exotic-ish but not beachy florals. It needs to go on skin, this for sure. So I'll come back and review this properly later. For now, I actually really like that. So let's pop it in its little holder and I'll show you what it looks like. So that would sit on the dresser or whatever like that. It slots in there, it sits in there nicely. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I think that's enough, isn't it? Half an hour? Yeah, that's enough. Half an hour of me. I've done well, haven't I? I feel all right, that's good. I still feel okay. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments if any of these things interest you. If you want me to concentrate on one thing before another, just let me know, and I'll catch you in another video.